What's going on, everybody? This is Mark from Flybum Outdoors. Today we are tying a articulated craw pattern. I tried to put that in the best angle possible for you. Okay, so we're doing an articulated craw pattern here. The back hook is a number 2. I don't know what the brand is, but it's a number 2. The front hook will be, it's a 1/0, but you can see how much bigger and thicker this is. That's why I chose to go that route. I'm just going to get that started on there. Grab my scissors. Okay, get that in my trash pile here. And my thread, I am using a orange or rusty color, like a rusty orange uni thread in 3/0. Sorry guys, I thought I had everything pulled out already. Okay, so, and for this tail, well, this is not the tail, this is actually the head portion. This is the head portion. Okay, and we're just going to come in here. If I can get it. All you want is, and that's going to give you what, 1, 2. All you want is these long fibers. Okay. You don't really need this portion, the top. Okay, so what I do, take off all the ones that I don't need, and go ahead and snip that out. Okay. Now, like I said, this is actually going to be the head of the fly. Just get that in there. And you're going to use this to add just a bit of bulk, because you're going to actually put other materials on this. And I like to wrap a lot, so I like my threads to be really, or my flies to be really strong. Okay, so now we're going to take our do I have? Yeah. Okay. Our legs. And all you want to do, this is what I do. I take about 4 on each, because this is where where your claws are. And I got this idea from another YouTuber, another guy that is on YouTube. If I can get this to cooperate with me without breaking off, like it did. Come in here and get my knot. Oh, I only got 3 in there. Alright, well, 3 is going to have to do. Okay. We want these claws to extend just past our little flap here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we got our measurement where we want it, and I don't put them directly on the side. I put them right, kind of. They're on the top. Well, they'll be the bottom of the shank or bottom of the fly, but I put them kind of on the angle of it. So if I loosen this, you can see where that sits. And again, we're going to take 3. I did 4 the last time. I think I'm going to do 3. Or I tried to do 4 the last time. It didn't work out. Oh. Those ones are just breaking on me. I want to do 3. Let me do it. Sorry about this, guys. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this. Okay. And we're just going to snip it off the hank. And this color is, it's a copper brown, kind of like a copper brown, and it's got some really nice flakes in it. Okay. Got where we wanted it right there. If I can just get that. Alright. Again, I put it on the wrong side. Let's do it this way. Let's see if this works any better. And pinch it so I don't lose it. I don't lose it. Dang it. These things are tricky sometimes. They're tricky to work with. Alright. I don't think I've ever had materials give me such a problem here. Alright, so come in here again. We got our length where we want it. Hey, we got it in there. Okay. So you got your claws in. Didn't tighten it too tight. If you tightened it too tight, just come loosen it. So you can adjust the length of it, and you're good to go right there. And then before we put in our eyes, like I said, we want this bulk here. And just wrap back on it, make sure that's all tight. Doesn't have to be wrapped all the way on top. Pull those so that way they're good. Okay, so you got your claws. Just because this is kind of irritating me, having only two, I'm gonna cut that one out. All right, perfecto. Now we're gonna take another plume, another clump of our marabou. Okay. We want it roughly the same length that it was before, if not exact. You don't want it to spin either. Okay. Remember, this is the head of the fly, so you want it to come in here and get this wet. Sometimes it helps if you get it wet, because I don't want to tie this whole thing down. I'm just going to tie a little bit there, over here. Okay. Pull off all that excess. Okay, now we're going to come in. I don't know what I did with my eye material. And all I do for the eyes, you can use clear, you can use white. For this one, I'm just going to use white. It's simple. Usually I use, but I want them to just be a little bit flexible, like just a little bit of movement. Kind of stretch it out so it gets straight. Okay. Oh, I didn't bring my lighter. Hold on, hold on guys, let me go get my lighter, I forgot it. Sorry about that, guys. I might have to edit that out later. Now all you do is take your lighter. You don't touch. There we go. I like that coloration in it. Okay, and it makes, can't really see that, but it makes a pretty good, I mean, you can make a bigger ball like that. Okay. Oop, sorry, I hit my table. Okay. Usually I try and use monofilament on this, but I didn't have any available right now, so. And this just goes on the side. And if you have to, grab your scissors. Get that out. And you want it to come in front. Okay, you got your little eyes in there. They're kind of hidden. And I take, just for security reasons, just for, you know, added protection there. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut this eye right there. Turn this around. I'm going to get this side nailed in. See, with mono, if you do it right and you don't touch it, then it. I should use the straighter side. You kind of want them straight. Yeah. Okay. That didn't bow up very well. But so you get your length. I'm going to flip this over so that way I can do it better. So you get your length, see where you're at. Again, you kind of want them to stick up a bit. Okay. And just wrap it forward. I do it like this because I want to see exactly where I'm at, and I don't want. There we go. Yeah, all right. Shape there. I'm going to take this eye back to where I started, and then I'm going to take my scissors again, or you can take your bodkin, whatever you want to use. But having these eyes, or the tentacle for the eyes, actually helps in, for the fish to target something, because it's something bright, it's something, just something there. Cut that off right there. And now that you have that in, you can wrap up the rest of it. All this is going to be covered up by a nice dub anyways. Kind of looks like garbage right now, but sorry guys, my coffee's hot. So again, I'm gonna take my bodkin or scissors, whatever you want to use, whatever you like, whatever you prefer really to use. Because I want these eyes I want them to stick out just a bit. I don't want them to be too covered. Okay, there we are. We got our claws in, we got our eyes, and what I like to do, just so that way the claws are in front of the eyes, I will pull my claw through I will pull my claw through my eye if it'll allow me to do it. And I do that with this fly. I do that simply and only for security, for basically security reasons. I mean, I want it to be a strong, a really strong fly. I want those eyes to be good and be protected, but I also want my legs, which I'm kind of toying around with right now, I want my legs to be secure also. There we are. Okay, so you have your claws in there. Okay. All right, just remember the eyes. I leave them to be kind of, just pull them if you can. Try not to pull. There we are. Okay. I'm gonna come back here, wrap here. Now right here, I'm gonna start a dubbing loop. Actually, before I start the dubbing loop on this back hook, I like putting a hot spot in. And see, I tied it kind of down into my hook bend because I want, because it's going to ride upside down, hook point up. I want this, to be like a head, just, Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of a hot spot in here, and it's just orange cactus chenille, just like this. And you don't need a lot, just a little bit will get you through. A little bit will do it. Sorry guys if this video is a bit long. I don't have, a real, I'm just going to get that in there. Tie it in. Okay, and right about here is where you're going to put your first, or your dubbing loop, and then this end of the fly will be done. Come in here. Really lock that in. Okay. And I like to wrap back on these wraps just a bit to help secure them. Okay. Now, with our dubbing loop, set that off to the side. I'm going to go ahead over here and throw in a whip finish. It doesn't fall off of me. So with our dubbing loop, all we're using is MS Bugger Dub. You don't need a big chunk of it. You're just going to pretty much rip stack it. Okay, just like that. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a tad bit more. Not a lot. Okay. We're going to get our dubbing spinner wherever the heck that went. There it is. I don't have wax, so usually what I'll use is Blistex. It works somewhat okay, I suppose. It's not the greatest, but it works. And we're just going to get our dubbing that we had pieced out or laid out. And you can get your loop in, or your twister, and then that's when you can come in here, open your loop, take these loose sections, put it in there, take your bodkin, hold this, and you can just literally just hold this and help, and use your bodkin, help your bodkin move these fibers to where you want them. You don't really want anything really thick. You're gonna have a chunk of leg here. That's what I was trying to avoid, but that's okay. All right, so we're just gonna spin that up. Just like that. And then we're going to take our, I don't know what happened to it. You can take a comb or a brush. I had one. I guess I'm going to have to use my comb. And just kind of pick it out. Trying not to pull too hard, because you want that. What do I do with it? Alright, so let's just go ahead and wrap. We'll beat it. And you can do spiral wraps if you put too much dub in here. You can go ahead and do a spiral wrap if you want. Right there, I didn't put, well, I put enough. Because at this tail, we're going to take I always try and wrap over my wraps a bit. Okay. Kind of wanted a bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in another loop. I should have put the entire thing in there. Okay, get that out of the way. We have some prepared right here already. A lot of legs, just pull them. Okay. Put that off to the side. I'm not even going to worry about I'm not even really worrying too much about spacing on this. I do want it to be somewhat buggy. So these wraps I'm going to make tighter. If you use just like this, that's all I needed. I didn't need. Yeah, right there is all I needed. Oh, hold on. Should have had that tight to it. Okay. And I'm doing this simply just to, my loop right there helps to, and don't throw that away. All that stuff is still good. Okay, so being as though this is the tail or the head, this is the back hook, but you know, so that's how you're going to be, you know, fishing it. Come in here. Try not to, when you do this, try not to trap too many fibers. Okay. Sorry for the shaking, guys. I gotta find that tool. I don't know what happened to it. Oh well. It's much easier with the tool that I have. I mean, you can use. Oh, already. You can use your comb or your brush. When I'm dealing with this dub, I like oh, I just ripped off a leg. Ha! Alrighty then. He's gonna be an injured one. Well, there's plenty of craws in my river, and actually ponds and lakes that have only one leg. So that's our back hook. Let me go ahead and just get some. Just get some super glue on that. Try not to do what I did and get it on the eye, or get it in the eye. And if you do, you can just take, thought I had gold wire or a piece of wire somewhere. I do. You can just take a piece of wire, shove it through, wiggle it around just a bit so you know it doesn't get nailed. Okay, so that's our back hook. Yeah, that's our back hook. Okay. Now we're gonna tie the front hook. I lost the front hook. There it is. Okay, and the front hook, that's where our weight is. That's, you know, that's where it's gonna be weighted. Not heavily, because I want to be able to not only, you know, swim it or fish it on the bottom and jig it or whatever. These are the wrong eyes. Number 8. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna use those eyes. Or tungsten eyes, but I had other eyes. Bigger, flashier eyes. I thought I had them all. There we are. Okay, so these are going to be. There we go. Alright guys, here we go. Sorry this is taking so long. I was gonna try and edit it before, and I probably should have done it. Before I upload it, I'll probably sit there and try and edit it on my phone. Okay? And we want our just make a good ball. Okay. Now what I do, I guess it's cheating, but it's just what I do. I glue the top right where my eyes are going to sit. And these are red eyes in size, they're 4.8 millimeter. And I take it, and it sets it in there. And I come over here, 1, 2, 3, back, over the top of the shank, under the shank, over. Okay. Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting if I can't find my stuff I use to articulate. I don't think it's in here. Nope, where did it go? Man. There it is. Alright. It fell off the table. Sorry, guys. And again, sorry. So, what I use to articulate my bugs is this Spiderwire Fusion 50 pound. I mean, this stuff, I like it. It is really, really, really good. I cut a chunk off. Okay, and I just come in here and I pin it to the side. Just pin it all the way down the side of the shank. Okay, and this is all before I put on the bead, which I seem to have misplaced. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to edit this. Okay, so I put a bead, a little red bead, almost like an egg sac or whatever. Okay, and let's see here. Now remember, this hook is going to ride up, hook point up. So I want to see, before I latch it all down, I want to see where I want it. Okay? And I want it, because I want to have my hook vertical. I don't want it twisting or anything like that, so right there, I think it's good. Okay, and I just hold it, I pin it down, And I adjust as I go. Because I want this bead, because when this moves, it's going to clack on that. And bass absolutely love the sound. They just, they love the sound. Okay. So we got our articulation in. Got it vertical where we wanted it. Now before I tie that or cut that off all the way, I'm gonna come up here, I'm gonna cut that. That's still good for another shank or another articulation. With some pretty good forceful wraps, I'm gonna come in here and just really get this to really sit in behind that eye. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, slide that through. Okay. Slide it through and just let it sit there for so you can figure out what you're doing, what your next move is. Okay. And you want to come under. Boom, right on top. And you're gonna grab this right on top. Okay. Now it won't affect the way this fly is fished at all. See, that's how hard I was just reefing on this thing. I mean, I was just going at it because okay, you gotta come in here again, just take your two excesses, get them out of there, and then come back up and clean up your wraps. Okay, now I'll just move this back because this is where we're going to start our just set that off to the side for right now because we're going to glue it. Let's get some glue down. And this dries pretty quick, so. Alright. A lot of times if you blow hot air on it, it'll dry even quicker. Okay. Now, the back hook, or the front hook, right there at that spot, because we're going to palmer the rest of, we're going to palmer this, because all I want it to do is to cover from, I just want it to cut, I don't need to put a cover on it, I just want it to look like it's one whole piece. So all I want it to do is come into the head. Okay? And you can let's see here, which ones do I not want that I don't need? Because we're going to wrap back on it, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut that off. Okay, and get my thread nice and tight. We're going to take just some, make sure that's good and dry before I even come in here. And I want come up in here, go one, I'm going to figure 8 it, so that way I have a straight, and you can see it, I mean it's, and then just pull, and it's just tight, okay, and then come up here, and it's actually not as tight as I wanted it. Still being stupid. So that's one method I'm trying to learn. I still can't get it, but that's alright. So really all we're going to do is just palmer it just to this point. Okay? Let me get my hackle pliers. I'll come in here first, cut off this excess right there. Okay? And see, I have a 90 degree, it is straight 90 degree on there. You can probably move your thread up just a little bit. Come in with your hackle pliers. And I do that so that way I have complete control over my hackle. Okay? I mean, we can put the entire thing on there. Really, there's no need to. Because really, you don't need it. But let's just do it anyways. Okay? There we go, right there. Over here, ensuring you don't trap any fibers. And a couple in, one in front. Okay? Slice that off. All these extra fibers, see how they only, I mean, they come, there's some that come back to the bend, but all these fibers, we're going to take even wraps, I mean, they come back, and we're just going to come back and tie over these things to where we tied in. And now this thing is perfectly secure. It'll fish absolutely amazing. Okay. And then right here, alright, there we go. Go ahead and throw in a dubbing loop. Or not dubbing loop. Yeah. Oops. I didn't want to do that one. Sometimes I don't like doing. Alright, there we are. Okay. Now, we're going to tie in the dubbing loop. Okay. Basically we have two hot spots on this fly. We got at the head, his little necklace, and we got his little bead, the heart. Basically, but I want to put in just 2 strands of the red crinkle, fold them over, cut them, fold them over again. and just kind of get them shaped to where you want. Because all you want is these three like that. So I took 2 strands, made 6. With a nice little pinch wrap on top, and that keeps it separated. When you put it on there like that, you can see it. Man, the piece go. There we go. You can see how it likes to stay separated when you splay it out in your hand and just those excess ones. Okay, when you splay it out in your hand, you can see it separate. Okay. Now they're not all the same length, and that's fine, because I don't want everything to be all uniform or all the same length. So we're going to go ahead and do our dubbing loop. We don't need to add another hot spot or anything else, but the head's going to be a bit different. Okay, so we're only going to do a dubbing loop from here. Okay, the tail is going to be we're gonna put some legs coming out, and then a hackle or some sort, because this is the end that's going to actually be fishing towards you, because this is going, you know, that way. So it's almost essentially kind of fishing backwards a little bit. I just want not that much. Okay. All I want is this. And that's a good chunk right there. I'm not going to put in any I'm not going to put in any on my bliss decks this time around. Okay. Oh wow, big old spot just got messed up there. Alright. Alright guys, well, looks like this is going to be a crap shoot. Actually, not really. It's going to work out, I think, fairly well. Okay. Let's get that tied in there. Pull that off tight. Lost my scissors. Okay. I'm in here with your bodkin. You know, this is the different part. The difference with this fly is we're going to throw in a brown hackle. It's kind of got like black in it. We're going to take it. We want those longer pieces in the back. Okay, again, And figure eight it as best as you can, because this is just, there we are. Okay. And come under it. Okay, get your hackle pliers. Wherever I put those there. I gotta start putting stuff on my table and really just okay. Try and go one in front of another. And then when you finish it, come up here, finish it at the top. Okay. Whatever fibers are trapped. And now you're going to take... that was a hook. That got me good. Now you're just going to take a marabou plume, bleeding over here all over this fly. So these fish, better take it. You're going to take a marabou plume just like we had before. You're going to do, okay, I want, let's see, 2 stacks. I go 1 stack on bottom. Okay, just the 1 stack on the bottom. And you're gonna go 2 stacks on top. But before we do that, the way I do the tail, I take, where did it go? I take a pheasant, ringneck pheasant. You could use these as also as the claw, but I take them as my tail, like that, pretty much. Okay. Likes to spin on you, so what I do when it spins on you like that, I take my scissors, old scissors, and I try and get that to be flat. There. And I just flatten it out, just like that. Okay, and all this is just the tail. Okay. There you are. And just adjust it if you can. Okay. Now I want this to stick up just a bit. So try and come out. Come in. All right. Now, come in here. So I want that to. There we go. Now you're gonna take. So you don't need all of this long, all of this, you don't really need that. So you're going to hackle it. But I think, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to take the rest of this hackle off. And I'm going to, I want to stack it. And this just gives it more, you know, more action. And just grab a chunk of it like I did just now. Try to lose too many pieces. Because when you're dragging it back in, when you're fishing it back in, all this lays down and just hugs to the body. But when, you know, it's kind of jigging and it just falls, you know. Okay, there we go. You got your marabou in there. Oh, these scissors suck. I think I just cut up all that I just put in there. I did. I'll just cut all that off because I can get. I'll just just where that bear shank or bear thing is. Sorry guys if it seems a tad long. Or not a tad, but pretty long. And I come in here and I want that to be relatively shorter. Okay, because I just want it to flutter. I don't really want it to do too much. You know, I come back and wrap on those. Alright. Go ahead and get your whip finish. Actually, you know what? I don't really like the way that tail is coming out, so I'm gonna cut it off. Doesn't really change the action of the fly. It really actually doesn't. So I'm just gonna come in here, nice solid wraps. Try and get these excess fibers to sit down. Good. Okay. We can call this the, I don't know, swimming jigging craw. I mean, it's, so that's the thing. I don't, okay, you know what? So yeah, a lot of this, guys, is going to be edited out. You can go ahead and come in here and get it wet. It makes it easier to manage. And cheat it. I want this thread to be open somewhat. If I can get it open. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's really all you need. 7-turn whip. And we'll do some loon, hard, head clear. Head cement. Try not to get it on your materials if you can. Alright guys, there she is. The swim jig craw. Thank you. As always, tight lines. Come see me over at Instagram, FlyFishBum83 or FlyBum Outdoors. All right. Thank you guys.